Hello! Oh man, this is such a cool event. We have so many stelliums in Aquarius. It's the new moon in Aquarius, the sun and moon are in Aquarius, Mercury's in Aquarius, Jupiter's in Aquarius, Venus is in Aquarius, Saturn is in Aquarius. That's insane. Six out of the seven, eight, nine astronomical bodies in our solar system are in this particular region of space. And I think, honestly, there we could probably talk for like an hour analyzing every single combination of Sun and Mercury and Jupiter, and Venus and Saturn, and all this stuff. But I think essentially what this all boils down to is movement in a new direction as per your relationships, as per your beliefs, what you know, what you want to know, how you want to grow, what you want to learn. Learning is a big one here because all this Jupiter energy. How you want to transform yourself as a person, how you want to succeed as per the responsibilities in your life, as per career, as per just duties, as per your relationships. The focus here is taking things to the next level, freeing yourself of anything that is holding you back from being able to manifest your ideal vision, your ideal dream in life. And ultimately, of course, that's the goal through every single transit, and there's always that opportunity through every single transit. But to have all of this Aquarius energy at our disposal, it's really this is such an amazingly, I don't know if we'll ever experience this again in any of our lifetimes, um, because it's so rare for all of these energies to line up exactly as they are. So I think, something that comes to mind as per a challenge that's good to keep in mind. Actually, two things. First, with Venus and Saturn conjunct, like we've talked about before, there's a lot of good things with that. Focusing and prioritizing as per relationships, that's continuing throughout the next couple weeks. And I think what's interesting here is with Mercury retrograde, there can be that kind of questioning of going to past relationships or past issues in current relationships that really need to be addressed and taken care of. For me, something that was really funny and interesting and good was a really close friend of mine uh, had to let me know that he just didn't believe in astrology. And it was such a wonderful conversation because I got to explain to him it's not a religion. I, as a human being, I'm not defensive about astrology. I understand it, but that doesn't mean that other people have to be into it, etc. So that's just one example of how this could manifest is with this Mercury retrograde. It's such a good opportunity to talk with your friends about what needs to be talked about. If it's good stuff, plans for the future, stuff that you both can be excited about, excellent. If it's challenging stuff that you need to get off your chest or they need to get off their chest or whatever, to be able to relate more openly, excellent. And I think that this also has to do with our own minds during this time. This is such a good opportunity, just like with every Mercury retrograde, but especially with all these energies, to go deep within our own minds and understand whatever we need to understand to move forward. And that can be understanding what we don't know, what we're ignoring, or what, again, we just don't know. This is such a good opportunity to know what we don't know, to understand, oh, okay, I need to study this, I need to learn this, especially as we've talked about since the beginning of this year, even since the beginning of late December, with Jupiter and Saturn being in Aquarius for almost all of this year. This year is such a pivotal opportunity to be able to grow as individuals and to start a growth process over the next 20 years, because Jupiter and Saturn are conjunct only for about a year or so, a year and a half maybe, every 20 years. So this is right here, right now is the excellent time to figure out, okay, what's working, what can we evolve and upgrade, and what's not working, what do we need to fix, and then we can evolve and upgrade. I can't say it enough. When it comes to transits, I'm not one of those astrologers that's like, oh my God, this is amazing, or this is terrible. There's always, it's just energy. At the end of the day, we're all here, we're all consciousness. God is present throughout every day of every moment of our lives. There's nothing to worry about. And with the good stuff, yeah, there's great stuff, but there's always great stuff. It's good to, I'm not trying to, blow it up into something big when larger than it should be. I'm not trying to exaggerate anything, right? But at the same time, this is such a rare stellium. I don't know when we'll see this again. And I think unless medical technology, which is very possible and very likely actually over the next 70 years or so, changes this, then we won't see this again in our lifetime. And even if we are around after that, it's going to take a while. So this is a beautiful opportunity, again, to connect with ourselves, connect with our minds, connect with our vision um, for how we want to contribute our best vibrations, our best thoughts, our best actions to the planet, how to connect with other people who are doing the same, especially friends, especially those that you feel really strong, like minded kinship to. And again, just dream big. This is such an incredible time. This is a new moon, so this is the beginning of the next lunar cycle that's going to be sparking the next 20 years. Again, there's no need for pressure. It's not like you have to figure everything out for the next 20 years in the next month or anything. Enjoy the process, enjoy the progress, the journey of this next month that does have long-term reverberations, long-term. This is the beginning link in a chain that is a really exciting journey for all of us. And the more we consciously focus on this, then we'll be able to make the most of it. Again, the challenging part of this, I think, is to get too caught up in the mind, and especially as we were talking about before with Venus and Saturn conjunct, or just Saturn involved in this in general. Saturn is such a wonderful astronomical body. Its vibration helps us to stay disciplined and focused and to work hard. But the challenging aspect of it is it is restriction. It is limitation. But we need restriction. I mean, restriction's a part of our life in general. Our bodies are restricted, this is where my body ends and this is where space begins, right? We need restriction to have form. And certain transits like this, especially over the course of this entire year with Jupiter and Saturn conjunct, we need to be very focused on what we are seeking to grow. And if we are, then we'll be able to grow incredible things. Not just over this next year, but over the next 20 years. And of course, Saturn's the long term. So then building on those layers throughout the rest of our lives. Some people, though, might get caught up in the restriction, the Saturn aspect of things, especially with Venus being there right now, and feel a sense of, well, especially with Venus and Saturn, a feeling of loneliness, feeling of isolation or alienation. Just know that if you haven't met the people, whether love, romantic relationship, or friends, like-minded people that you can really work alongside and make good things happen in this world, you will meet them. This is just the beginning of that time, of that process with Venus and Saturn being conjunct. And you will meet them. So just keep going forward, keep on your individual path, keep growing, and always stay focused on that, regardless of what the other transits are, but especially over this next month, and especially over this next year. And that'll set a really beautiful foundation for everything else to just fall right into place. All you can really control in life is, and even then, it's not so much control as guide. You can guide your own thoughts, feelings, sensations, actions. And I think the one thing we can control, in a sense, is our intention. Well, we can control our intention. I'm intending good things, so good things will come to me. If you intend good things during this time, the exponential reward is staggering. So open your mind, learn what you need to learn to take everything to that next level, whether it's about yourself, whether it's book knowledge or in conversation with other people, and you will find your purpose, or you'll find even further depth and layers to your purpose, and you'll be able to accomplish incredible things. And be patient. One last thing here is we have Mars in Taurus, and as much as our mind is a flurry of activity and thoughts and ideas and vision and future and present and in relation to the past, but especially the future and the present, that's all beautiful. But what are we doing? With Mars and Taurus, that's helping to ground us during this time. There's a bit of a tension there. It can be a little bit difficult. But as long as we just stay focused on doing our best, then we're able to make our way through this pretty chaotic time, because we have Saturn in Aquarius, Uranus and Taurus. They're square each other. There's a lot of great things about that. We'll cover that in the future. But it is also a, wait, what's happening in the world now? What's going on? That's all well and good to focus on and learn from and whatnot. But what are you doing concretely in your life to make your life better, to make your vision become a reality? That's the most important thing to focus on here and now. And as long as you're doing your best, that's all that's needed. And after that, you just have to be patient with the seeds that you're planting and let them grow and tend to them. And doing your best is not killing yourself, working all the time, or stressing. No, 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 no. Doing your best is, this is how I feel today. I'm going to do the best of my ability today. And as long as you're just doing that, beautiful. Stay grounded, stay focused. Don't get too caught up in the ideas and ideals and, oh, I should be at this point because of, hey, 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 hey. Mercury's retrograde. At any time, with any transit, with any kind of idea, it takes time to translate into manifest reality. So as long as you have a solid routine, that you are keeping the momentum moving forward, and you have enough rest, you're balancing play, and you're balancing work, so that you're well rounded, you're on task. And that's all that matters. And it's just a matter of time. Peace.